vocal members, vocal constituents don't get counted in the census. They're not seen, they're not recognized, they're not heard often. And so, we got funding to reach people.
We were supposed to be doing a lot of in-person things. Then when the virus came to the city and the city became on lockdown, we switched to everything virtually.
This has been extremely effective. So we're talking to people, doing a wellness check with everybody, but we're also then reminding people about the census and giving people the ability to do the census online or over the phone.
I called this one woman who just was going through a crisis. She was homeless. Her husband had got deported by ICE, and she had no time to do the census. I was able to call her and tell her the importance of the census. And for her and her family being immigrants and being separated by ICE, the census was the perfect thing for them to do. It was the perfect way for the family to take their power back and let the United States know that they matter.
Now we are the epicenter. We've been doing calls to remind folks about the census in theory. However, they have turned to be wellness checks. I got to speak with somebody who lives in the Bronx, who has a heart condition. I was able to connect him with Invisible Hands and other services that provide food and that minimize the extent to which folks are exposed to the virus that is wreaking havoc within our communities.
One of the most exciting calls that I made were to this 18-year-old young lady. And she never heard of the census and never did it. And I told her why I did it. And it was because of the $650 billion. I told her it's still about the dollar bill, darling. And we want to make sure that we get our share, New York State that is, of that $650 billion that goes to the infrastructure, to health care, which is we're going to need even more so now than ever. And she was so excited to be the grown-up of the family doing the census for her entire family. And as an older person, it inspires me to see young folks getting involved.
One of our people, Daniel, who is a 70-year-old elderly gentleman, speaks Spanish, not very tech savvy. We got to get him to fill out the census, even though he never got any mail to his house. He's technically homeless. We worked with him and talked him through the process of calling the census hotline.
I had the privilege, really, to talk to a health care service provider named Cynthia. And that's one of the things that we've fortunately been able to do in this work and in this being able to make these calls. She has since spoken to a lot of people about taking the census as well. So I think it's a win-win. It's a real victory.
I also called a young lady to see if she did her census, just to remind her. And I could hear like this excitement in her voice. And she tells me, I already did my census. That's the first thing I did when they came in. She said, I know how important it is to get them done. And I know my community is counting on me. And that was just so exciting to hear this young lady say that, and also that she's helping other people do their census. If you want to be seen, if you want to be heard, if you want to matter, you need to do your census.